You can't talk about survival horror without talking about the granddaddy of them all, Resident Evil. Now, while it wasn't the very first, that honor would go to 99's Sweet Home or 1992's Alone in the Dark as far as I'm concerned. It is the one that coined the term and brought that style of game to the masses. And while some of you ride that franchise like you got a steady supply of paychecks and Leon body pillows direct from Capcom, it does deserve its flowers. Even if most of the Resident Evil games aren't necessarily my cup of tea, get this wheel to close this valve here, to unlock this path to get to this room here, to grab this key and open this door over here, to get this fuse that you'll need to restore power to this area here. So you can use this key card you picked up 2 hours ago to get into this room, then use the random code you found in someone's shoe to open this safe and enjoy an expired Snickers bar. Because you're not you when you're hungry. 4 was an absolute banger, and without the series and its success, there are a whole lot of fan favorites that we wouldn't have now. Silent Hill, Parasite Eve, Fatal Frame, Dead Space, even Devil May Cry. No, seriously, look it up. And that brings us to why we're here today. To play a game directly born from Resident Evil. Dino Crisis. A clone that had all the tools to become just as big as what spawned it, but ended up being overshadowed and undervalued before fading away with only 2 games to its name. What? I know what I said.
Dun, 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 dun.
Yeah, I'll shut myself out. You do that. We begin our adventure in the Dom Boots of Regina, an agent of the Secret Operation Raid Team, or SORT, because the US government loves its acronyms. You can tell we're the main character because despite our dark gear and being a member of the Secret Operations Raid Team, we have dyed our hair fire engine red and keep it long enough to actively obscure our vision with the slightest breeze. Together with our teammates Wesker at Home, Token Brown Guy, and Human Nuggies, we are tasked with infiltrating a secret facility to find a man who's supposed to be dead, figure out what he's doing, and stop it. Because he's not doing it for the only country that matters. We accomplished that first part without incident. Our whole team covertly entering the facility grounds with no stealth gear, our faces fully exposed, and not a suppressor in sight.
Wait, weren't there 4 of us? Huh. Must be thinking about the last mission.
Noting that everything is suspiciously quiet, we take stock of our situation. At which point we are slapped in the face with the fact that despite being the weapons specialist, Regina is laughably ill-equipped for literally anything. While our teammates have real weapons and LBVs, not actual body armor but still, we have made the conscious decision to go on a dangerous mission with nothing but a Glock, leggings, arm warmers, and a PVC swimsuit. We are 100% that bitch and we know it. It isn't long before our overwhelming aura causes the beta males to make their excuses and flee, leaving us to do things our way. The right way. Oh god. Help! I can't. I can't! After a brief search of our surroundings, we find a mysterious key and show it to our leader, who proceeds to snatch it from us like we're the child he's paying for but only sees once a month.
Motherfucker, did you just...
With his mediocre life now flashing before his eyes, Timu Wesker f***s off to parts unknown, hoping to avoid the consequences of his actions. But the smell of lowercase bitch is easy to follow, so we track him down, fully intent on putting our Dom boot so far up his ass we can kick his teeth out from the inside. But we find him hunched over what's left of a man who's been torn in half and partially eaten.
That's disgusting.
But we've seen some shit, and it's gonna take a lot more than that to rattle us. But it does serve as a reminder that we are on the job, and there will be plenty of time for accidents later. So we allow him to go on his way unscathed while we pick up science magic from the distant future of 2009. and are once again left to do our own thing. We take a look inside the backup generator room, not because we were told to, and find the first of many puzzles, which we solve on the first try because that's how Regina do.
Wait a minute!
First try, we're not going to talk about it. Shut the fuck up. You have no proof. It sounds like something bad's happening outside. Quick, we gotta go check on that. All the things are much less important now. All previous conversations are going to have to be put on hold. Obeying the siren call of two of our favorite sounds, gunfire and the screams of lesser beings, we head back outside. But instead of a glorious battle to partake in, we find that Great Value Wesker brought his pizza Lunchables on an important mission. Again. And spilled the sauce everywhere.
I know I've said part of my job is cleaning up after you, but I did not mean it literally.
But I didn't.
You do remember that a big part of the whole off-the-books thing is leaving no trace of our presence behind, right? Leaving our hair and fingerprints all over the place is one thing. But puddles of pizza sauce are gonna make people ask questions.
It's not.
Where did you even get so much of it anyway?
Is that a dinosaur?
You really think I'm gonna fall for that? What is this? Oh shit, that's a dinosaur. Oh shit, that's a dinosaur!
We have just learned that Jurassic Park was a documentary, but there's no time to process this forbidden knowledge, as now it's time to corner the market on dino skin purses. Which turns out to be easier said than done, because Jurassic Park said nothing about raptors being only mildly inconvenienced by bullets to the face. But we're only mildly inconvenienced by teeth and claws, so I guess it kinda balances out. It takes 12 rounds to vanquish the beast, so basically your average 9mm engagement.
Oh man, you got me.
Dude, I'm so sorry. Do you need me to call an ambulance?
Yeah,
this
please.
This is really bad.
What were you shooting?
My 9mm.
Oh, it's just 9mm? Oh, yeah. Nah, don't worry about it. It's just a 9mm.
This is a joke, my concealed carry is a 9mm. The game lets you know exactly what you're in for by having us go back to where we started our journey just a few minutes ago. On the way, we find out that the pizza sauce was actually people sauce, but that's neither here nor there. As soon as we make it back to square one, the resident minority chimes in to tell us how easy he's had it as the IT guy. We try to brief him on the situation.
Now that's a good one. So, who was it? Arnie?
But he doesn't believe us because apparently dinosaurs don't like dark meat. With questions of why the jobs that require the least shooting go to the guy with the biggest gun running through our head, we enter the facility proper. Our way is blocked by a laser wall, so we have no choice but to be sus. And as we ascend, we choose not to question where Regina stores the grappling hook, rope, and winch, or why she decided that bringing them was a good idea, but saw no reason to bring a goddamn rifle or at least an SMG. I mean, what the actual f— We descend from the vents to find ourselves on the other side of yet another laser wall. And what happens next is honestly embarrassing. Jurassic Park may have undersold the raptor's durability, but they also wildly oversold their intelligence. Oh yeah, there's something there. Oh shit. That actually got me a little bit. That looked like a bad one. You want to take 5? No? Okay. I feel like you're starting to enjoy this. Yeah, I think I'm watching the awakening of something. Okay, I'm gonna leave now. You have fun over there. We enter the lobby to find that whoever runs this place was a Naruto fan, because there's a Sharingan on the floor. And even if it's not, it's still clear evidence that there is definitely something sinister going on here. Because if there's one thing I know, red and black symbols never mean anything good. We try the obviously important door behind the stairs, only to be asked if we want to set the Diddy Kong. This will not be the last time the game throws random terms at us like we're supposed to know what they mean. It is a Capcom game. Also, F's in the chat for Diddy Kong. Financially, he'll recover just fine, but socially, even though he came first, I don't think he'll ever recover. And speaking of never recovering, but no, it was a ruse. I let him think he won, and when he walked over to take a bite, I dumped the whole magazine into his mouth. Got him. Unfortunately, that was also the only magazine we had, because the weapons specialist not only brought nothing on this mission but an off-the-shelf Glock 34, she also only brought one goddamn magazine. We find the communication antenna room, but we need a key to do anything here. Again, Capcom game. However, we do find the code for a weapons storage locker that I'm sure will have the best goodies inside. With nowhere else to go, it's back to the Almost Death Hall, where another, completely different raptor has decided to post up, because we totally killed the first one. We try to duck into the conspicuous wood door, which results in a very awkward moment when it turns out to be locked. Well, at least we know what DDK stands for now. With no bullets to our name, and not even so much as a pocket knife to fight back, we are forced to flee until the only available door. Fortunately, we escape with only mild domestic abuse. Unfortunately, we haven't escaped at all, because there's another scaly boy waiting for us. We run to the back of the room, putting Baby in a corner that there seems to be no escape from. Fortunately, we find something to increase the potency of the morphine we'll need for what's about to happen. Because the technology to hop over a waist-high counter apparently didn't exist in 1999. Even though these things can open doors and we are now double screwed, we aren't the sort to give up. So we mainline some drugs to tank a hit that allows us to juke the Super Mario Brothers. And as it turns out, having two of them works in our favor, as they end up getting in each other's way in the cramped room, allowing us to escape bleeding, but not sweating. What follows is a solid 10 minutes of going back and forth, accomplishing nothing before I finally turn on my brain and check the vents again. We find some 9mm spitballs and enter the control room to find something even more useless.
This security system is a snap for me.
Then again, I'm ready to write the whole team off at this point. A clandestine government black ops squad that operates with their faces exposed, no supplies, no intel, no stealth gear, no gadgets, barely any weapons.
What we ought to do is just call in the chopper and get off this death trap.
That's a great idea, but Cooper has the radio, and he's missing.
Then one goddamn radio. We make our way thankfully unmolested to the management office, where we immediately find a Franchi PA-3 shotgun. Basically the little brother of the legendary Spies 12. Because for some reason, now, they're worried about being too on the nose. And considering the bloodstains and conspicuous lack of dino presence, we've probably found a murder weapon. This is quickly confirmed when we find the victim literally around the corner. But it's fine. One less witness to deal with. Because who will ever know we were here if there's no one left to tell?
No witnesses?
It turns out that the office leads to Idiot Hall, putting us on the wrong side of the laser wall from earlier. Fortunately, Idiot Boy stays true to form and we catch him lacking. We find another code, along with clear evidence that this place was a total sausage fest. I'm admiring the art in here, do you mind? Oh, well. A man of culture, I see. And not much else, so back into Idiot Hall we go. Idiot Boy is once again caught slipping, and we're right back in the office, where we put in the code to get a key, along with immortality in a box. Back to Idiot Hall, and at this point I'm starting to feel bad about just how much we're dogging this man. Yep. You stay right there, Idiot Boy. No, I'm not. That shit's still funny. Get f***ing nerd. We use the key to get through the needlessly massive front door where we are greeted by a camera angle that tells us terrible things will happen here at some point. But that's a problem for future Regina. Right now we have to get the doohickey from this pile of meat that may or may not have been Mark Doyle. Back to Almost Death Hall, because we did not die here. Back into the lounge for the wall safe that was the weapons storage locker, which I totally didn't figure out from a walkthrough. Shut up, you have no proof. Glock conversion kit, so we can now fire 9 mid-munition and 40 short and weak, because that's how that works. Juke mode engaged, and we're out. We're able to feel good about ourselves for all of 5 seconds before it's puzzle time. I absolutely did not die in this hall, but if I had known this would be my future, I might not have fought so hard. We use our head to get into the chief's room where we find a witness. He asks if we've come to help, but unfortunately for him, the R in sort doesn't stand for rescue. It stands for raid. Shadowlet. We play along to get some information out of him, but the massive blood loss combined with the ungodly amount of drugs keeping him conveniently alive cause him to speak in riddles and hand us a keycard. Because Capcom game.
What's this for?
I don't know. Told me extremely vital.
After silently thanking him for saving us the trouble, we look around the office and find some shotgun shells, as well as a cabinet full of Warhammer 40k miniatures. We will be back for these. Brown Man will probably give us his entire payout for this mission to get his nerd hands on them. While looking around for anything else we can sell, we're suddenly ambushed by a T-Rex that is somehow stealthier than a literal secret agent. But instead of getting out while he's enjoying his snack, we back ourselves into literally the furthest point from the only exit and wait for the Rex to come back like a DoorDasher who picked up the wrong order. Being new to the wonders of foreplay, a little tongue action puts Regina on death's door. But then we kinda just leave. And because the Rex has trouble with object permanence, we're able to turn around and go right back into the office after figuring out that the keycards are upside down in the inventory and the words are actually numbers. We put the cards into the box with the fake medals, punch in the code, and voila, the game tells us to hold this L. We limp our way back to the lobby where the most useless member of our team, including the guy who's been AWOL the whole time and the one who literally got eaten, tells us that he's even more useless than we thought, because while looking directly at the cameras, he caught a glimpse of a person running through the halls but missed the 50-foot super predator outside. We don't have time for his shit, so we put in the code and unlock the door. We're no longer a newcomer to this, so we get it first try. This takes us to the elevator hall where we see that the Rex is the only thing out here that actually eats what it kills. Also, to access the emergency ammo storage, which is explicitly for emergencies, you need to collect RGB butt plugs that are randomly scattered throughout the facility. These people deserve everything that is happening to them. We enter the lecture room hall and deactivate the laser wall to get into the office, where a raptor is waiting for us because we haven't seen one in 30 seconds. Our misplaced confidence in the shotgun nearly gets us killed when the first shell knocks the creature on its ass, but seems to startle it more than actually hurt it. So it gets back up and nearly tears our arm off Carnosaur 2 style. Now we're bleeding, sweating, limping, and soon to be dying. But we don't give up in this house. It takes some doing, and we probably should have bled out along the way. But we make our way to the emergency medical box just outside the control room, and by the grace of Shinji Mikami, it only requires one butt plug. Lightly used. We spend a frankly unreasonable amount of time smashing things together to create concoctions that would get us assassinated by Big Pharma. All in the name of taking everything out of this box, because screw everyone else on this island. We meander our way back to where we were, run through the halls, give a dinosaur lead poisoning, because it's certainly not the buckshot itself that's killing them. explore the vents again, meet Idiot Boy's twin brother. Okay, bye. And end up in the lecture room to pick up a backup generator room key. It is at this point we find out the hard way that this game has QuickTime events. QuickTime events where you have to mash X to not die, but the game doesn't tell you that. Not gonna lie, I can't remember if I mashed X or not. But I didn't die because I can't believe it's not Wesker showed up for the last second save with a short burst from his rifle. Also, the raptor sounds like Tom when it dies. Lesker gives us some excuse about his radio not working and dips, leaving us to question the total lack of gunfire before he showed up or after he left. Also, did he happen to kill the two raptors that were in the hallway outside of here to even get in here? He did not. We make our way to the generator room, jogging past square one on our way. Make our feelings for this particular puzzle known. Oh, you solve it on our first try, and we're rewarded by another chat with Prick. He immediately goes up another spot on our shit list by asking if we turn the generator on. Like we're not literally the only one doing anything out here. And goes up yet another spot by telling us to come back to the control room to talk. Like we aren't already talking just fine on the radio. Backtracking. Resident Evil dog scare. Out of the frying pan, into the other frying pan. This place is not better. Oh no, he saw us vent. We're back. And now we're forced to listen to these two idiots argue about who has the second biggest dick in the room. Feska taughty taw a putty tat and really wants to go pet it. But then there's a distress signal and Prick chooses this moment to remember why he was hired and take some affirmative action to find out who's sending it. There's really only one answer, unless this is a Jurassic Park 3 situation.
You handle your things your way, I'll handle my things my way.
Well, that's easily the coolest thing he's ever said or done. $5 says he's hiding around a corner waiting for us to leave so he can come back and get his gun.
We choose to make sure Prick doesn't hurt himself actually trying to do something. We once again find ourselves at square one, where we catch a glimpse of the IT guy walking with a purpose.
Ha! Blondie owes me $5. Shit, I should have bet 20.
It's at this point we realize Prick has his big boy rifle. But every dino we've seen on the way here has had a distinct lack of bullet holes in them. Bro has an effing fall and he's effing failing to use it. Me and the diversity hire are going to have words. Easier said than done though, seeing as how the dinos have called in air support. Regina just stands there and lets herself get dive bombed by a dino bird. I guess to see how it feels. It friggin' hurts. After dealing with that nonsense by not dealing with it, we enter the control room to find two dead guys just chilling.
Huh?
No, I don't care that one of them has his guts hanging out. His troubles are almost over. I still have to play the rest of this game. In fact, I care even less when it's revealed that this is Tom. I'm not even going to spare the brain power to come up with a nickname for him. Just like his wife said to her boyfriend, that's just Tom. He's the guy who's been feeding us the intel for this mission, so if there's any one person to blame for this flustercuck, it's him. Well, would you look at that? The nickname made itself. Meet Flustered Cuck.
Why are you so mean?
Because nothing about this day, this mission, or you people is worth getting out of bed today. Now give me the MacGuffin and fucking die already so I can be somewhere else. Yeah, I see you got a Mac 10. Well, when I get back stateside, maybe your wife will stop slobbering on Max 10 long enough for me to tell her that you died doing something important. But fair warning, I'm not that good of a liar.
Jesus Christ.
We leave the zone of the betas, immediately get a small dose of karma for that absolute violation a moment ago. And enter a place that can only be described as a circle of hell. But one of the middle ones, you know, like, it could be worse. At least I can solve the puzzle from one general area and there's no timer. But I still want to throw myself out of the highest window available. In Minecraft. We solve it first try, I didn't look it up, you have no proof.
Do your worst, bitch! I have nothing to confess. My conscience is guarded. I mean clean. Unlike that fan, holy shit.
We head back to Soy Boy Central where the live one is still taking a knee.
Aren't you supposed to wait for the national anthem before you do that?
We don't have time for his nonsense, so we prep the elevator to get shit done on our own. Only to have our gaster thoroughly flabbered when Prick comes out carrying a remarkably not dead loser.
Ah shit, I didn't know this was a crossover. Prick, hold him still so I can get a headshot.
Wait. He's still alive. He just took a lot of morphine. Like, a lot. I get it, but still.
If he bites you, I'm taking your gun and plugging you both.
Yeah, that's fair. Wait, did you call me Prick?
I've called you worse.
We drag these fools along to the carrying out room, where we finally get to showcase our hidden talent as a crane game god. Then Prick valiantly volunteers to look after the cripple while we do literally everything else.
Concentrate on the mission and leave the rest to me.
But we let it go because even he can't screw up watching over a walking corpse.
A few moments later.
Okay, how?
Well...
Rick, watch out! Chew on this!
You told me to leave the rest to you, so I left him to you. And now he's leftovers. And seeing as how there's only one pile of hamburger in here, you couldn't even avenge him. If we both make it out of here, I'm reporting you to ICE just to see what happens.